Hey everyone, Elwindflyer here, and I'm back with you today to discuss the interim results of CYL 6 that we received on Twitter today on the Fire Emblem Heroes account. Definitely some interesting stuff to look into, so we'll just dive right in. So to start off with the men's division, in the top 10 we have Chrom, followed by Seliph, Felix, Soren, Robin, and then Male Byleth, Yuri, Sigurd, Sylvain, and Alphonse. The top 8 isn't really a surprise, as these are actually the same 8 that we saw mentioned on the first day of voting. Sylvain and Alphonse aren't really a surprise either to be in the top 10, as they both ranked fairly high in CYL 5 last year. Where the results for the men's division get really interesting in my opinion is the latter half, so from top 11 to top 20. We have 5 new additions this year compared to last year. Then they are 3 characters from Fates, 1 from Sacred Stones, and then 1 actually from TMS. So we have Male Corrin coming in at 15, and then Leo at 18, and Xander at 19. And then Leon is at number 17, and then Toma and Kane actually came in at the top 20th spot. Characters that we lost from last year include Dedue, Linhardt, and Caspar. And those are actually all 3 Houses character, which leads me to suspect that the burnout of 3 Houses may actually be a real thing by now. Moving on to the women's division, in our top 10 we have Adult Tiki, Female Byleth, Bernadetta, Female Corrin, and Hilda with the top 5, and then Zura, Female Robin, Dorothea, Awakening Anna, and Tharja in 10th. Just like the men's division, the women's division top 8 have not changed since they were reported on day 1 of CYL. However, looking at the 9th place holder, Anna is really interesting. Thinking back to last year's CYL, she didn't even end up placing in the top 20, so for her to rise to that spot is definitely admirable. When we look at the spots from 11th place to 20th place with the interim results though, there is a lot of changes from last year's interim results. New additions obviously include Anna in at 9th, and then we have Lilina in at 11th place, Freya coming in at 12th, Alincia at 13th, Sheeta at 17th, and then Tsubasa and Sheeta at 18th, and then even Petra and Annette, 2 3 Houses characters, have come in at 19th and 20th. Characters we lost from last year's interim results include Henriette, Rhea, Plumeria, Sothis, Saros, and Constance. Once again, while there is signs of some 3 Houses burnout, the fact that we got in 2 new 3 Houses characters is kind of wild. So just to draw some sort of preliminary conclusions from these results that we got today, I definitely say that the taste in the men hasn't necessarily changed too much. Most people are kind of rooting for the same characters, especially characters like Chrom, who got shafted last year, and then Seliph this year making a really big comeback as people want to see an alt of him get into Fae. Or at least an alt that isn't his legendary or as sort of a cheerleader to another character. The women's division though is where things get really interesting. While we do see Bernadetta and Female Byleth both ranking high like they did last year, Adult Tiki is really pushed forward and is now in first place at the interim. A lot of people have wanted an alt of her, at least of some kind, for years now. Her last alt came in as a summer alt in 2017, so there's definitely been demand for her to get something. The changes to the bottom half of the women's division too are far more dramatic than the men's division. We see the loss of way more characters and the addition of very different characters in the women's division compared to the men's division. Every single year in CYL, we've always seen some kind of change in placement after the interim results are posted, and then when we find out the final top 4. So ultimately, who do I think are going to be our 4 winners this year? Well, to start, I think second place in the men's division is going to stay with Seliph. I just see so much support for him online, and even his voice actors rallying behind him, which I think really encourages sort of that positivity for the community. So I definitely think he's going to stay where he is. As for first place, I think it's also going to stay the same. I really think Chrom is going to come in as that first place winner, especially considering what happened last year and his upsetting defeat. knowing that he'll get an alt and finally get a sort of join his daughter, I think motivates so many people. Now for the women's division, I think we're going to see Bernadetta actually move up to second place from third place. This was a similar thing that happened last year. Marianne initially was in third at the interim results, and then she moved up to first place. I don't think Bernadetta is going to quite get there, but I think she's going to come in that strong second place. As for our first place women divisions winner, it's got to go to Tiki for me. I think there's so much rallying behind her, and the fact that she has not had an alt since 2017, there's been so much outcry for her to get something. I think those strong votes are going to stay with her. I'd really like to know who you all think is going to become our top 4 Brave winners this year. Definitely let me know down in the comments below, and please share your thoughts with me. I'd love to hear them. Thanks so much everyone for tuning in for this CYL interim results video. Continue to take care of each other and have a great day.